My name is Jonathan Birch and my company now is called Verda Heat. I was doing well on my own. I thought I was doing well, running, fixing toilets and bathrooms and general plumbing, so I was doing everything. Trades Freedom Club taught me to say no to the jobs that are not profitable and take me the most amount of time. Say yes to the jobs that I can make more money on the shortest amount of time. Some of the boilers, binned off my bathrooms, still doing the odd bit of plumbing. My advice to people who were in a similar place to me would be to take a step back, look what you're doing, and implement things like what Craig says on the Trades Freedom Club podcast. So listen to those, they were really good for me. And yeah, be accountable for yourself. So every plumbing and heating engineer have got either their initials in it or a flame in it. We took that out of the equation, took me out of the equation, we've rebranded. People love it. I'm getting so much more. The people I want to work for are the people who are now coming to me saying, Johnny, come and help us.
So since being part of the Trades Freedom Club, I took over from my dad, whose business it was before, about 4 years ago, and then I got dropped in at the deep end to take over the business. So since then, I've been looking for help with running the business. Before I was just a labourer and a bricklayer for my dad, and then I dropped with my business. So the Trades Freedom Club's been massive in helping me learn how to run a business, learn how to find the right work, set my prices correctly, and it's just been massive help moving forward on my own in business. I think one of my biggest wins since being part of Trades Freedom Club is the word no. Saying no to work that I don't need. It's very easy to get excited by a phone call or a text message or email with some new work that comes in, and it's just really helpful to say no, get rid of that work that you just don't really need, and focus on niching down on the things that we're good at and simplifying the business as much as possible. So the Inner Circle and the Trades Freedom Club have been great. I had a great bunch of lads that I went through a course with. Craig, it's really great to have that accountability, the messages at 5 o'clock in the morning to get yourself out of bed and start working on yourself and working on your business, and also being in a room, should I say a Zoom, with a group of lads that are all chatting on a daily basis, helping each other out on our journeys. We're all on a similar journey, but different. It's great to have that accountability with everyone. Since being part of the Inner Circle and the Trades Freedom Club, I've had my company rebranded to match where I want my company to go. I've also set up a new website which is all fully SEO'd and all the bells and whistles to make sure I'm bringing in good leads into my company. I now get leads on a regular basis coming in via my vetting form, so all my customers get vetted to make sure they've got the budget and they're the right fit for our company before we then even do a site visit. So it's really helped set up my business in a far better and better way going forward.
My name is Dean, Dino for short, and my company is called DM Communications, and I specialise in TV, RS, distribution systems, anything from a flat to a football stadium. I first came across the Trades Freedom Club over 13 years ago when I met Craig Wilkinson at networking events in Bradford. I was at my wit's end. I was less than 3 weeks from going bankrupt. I had 4 companies not pay me. Two of the companies went bankrupt themselves. 2 of the companies didn't pay me any money. I had 5 members of staff. I was working so many hours a week, getting so much stress, I didn't know where to turn to. I was a nervous wreck. I met Craig within 10-15 minutes. He sat me down for a private chat. He says, Dean, what's your problems? What's your pain points? I says, well, I've done all this work, but I don't do stage payments. I always invoice at end of completion. He said, well, that's your first mistake you're making. You should get terms and conditions in place. Well, I don't know about terms and conditions. I know how to do my job, but I don't know how to run a business. Right, sit yourself down and I'll give you some guiding steps. Within 4 weeks, I'd got terms and conditions in place, I'd got stage payments in place, I managed to pay my staff on time, I managed to do less than 80 hours a week, I was doing 80 plus hours a week, I managed to then get my time back. All these things was being helped and supported by the Trades Freedom Club. The support you get is not just a networking meeting, it's all support online, it's all support when you meet people face to face, networking and one-to-ones. There's so much support out there for business owners who are struggling or don't know where to turn to. I can run my business, but I couldn't run a company. I didn't know all about the terms and conditions. I didn't know about cash flow sequences. I didn't know about half the things I need to do, because nobody taught me how to do this. But being part of the Trades Freedom Club for over 13 years now, I've grown. I've now got all my time back. I can take my weekends off. I'm more relaxed. I'm more chilled, and I'm less stressed. And that's all thanks to Craig and the family at the Trades Freedom Club.
Today I've been invited down to Trades Freedom Club to give a talk on social media. I've done social media for about 3 years now, quite new to the game, but for some reason it's took off. Super excited to kind of give people my experience and how they can benefit through social media. It's completely changed my life in the last 3 years. 8 months ago we've gone full-time social media, so now it's more towards the kind of the eyes of views rather than kind of what it can do for a specific company. But because I grew my social media on the back of helping others, I'm super excited to kind of give my knowledge out today. Over the last 3 years, we've generated, I think it's nearly 4 billion views, which is absolutely mind-boggling considering that I'm just a landscaper. We've been in the room with Lewis Hamilton, Gordon Ramsay, so many kind of massive creators and celebrities. Probably the one that I've been most proud of is meeting Gary Vee. For me, he was like the legend that got me into social media. And then 2 weeks ago, we had a meeting with the Beast team, Mr. Beast. So to come from literally nothing to then being in a room with kind of the biggest content creator in the whole world's team was like a super proud moment for me, and I'm really kind of grateful to be invited to something like this to share kind of my knowledge through the tradespeople, where I literally started my whole journey as I'm still a tradesperson now, but kind of social media as well.
Hi, I'm Danny. This is Ryan, and we're directors of forthcoming group Building, Roofing and Landscaping.
So it was me who found Craig, really. I started listening to his podcast. Danny's on the tools, I'm not, so I drive around quite a bit. I started listening to another podcast and then managed to find Craig, and then come back to these and said we need to do this, this and this. One of them being appointments, like for sales. These don't really get involved with the sales side of it, but like appointments for sales rather than just turning up when we fancy it. Whenever my partner rings them and says we'll get there at then, we've put like the calendars from Leadzilla where it's 10, 12, 2 and 4. So the customer gets automatic text messages and stuff like that. Systems as well, like we had a system, we did have a CRM system, but it was just a glorified spreadsheet. Where now it's got like automatic text messages at different stages, touch points, and it's getting improved. I've just asked Craig and his squad to sort things out on it. But we had a good go at doing it ourselves. Bear in mind, none of us are really tech savvy, and it's still got us quite well. We've gone from, I think we took 400 grand last year, like on the last tax year, and then we're doing about 100, 120 grand a month at the minute, which this month we're probably going to exceed that quite a bit. Some of the main points is automations, touch points, follow-ups, which when I was by myself, because up until November last year I was by myself, I didn't have time to follow up. But now, because Danny and Joe's came in as part of the business partners, like I've got time to follow up on calls, and you do get sales from follow-up. It's as much as I used to think you get one bite of the cherry and that was it. You do get, I'll use an example of August, school holidays, everyone gets a price, but they're not really paying attention to you. They just want the price and they want to look through things. And then when the kids all get back to school, or the grandkids get back to school, then we're getting back in touch, and it's happened this month. We're getting a 50 grand, like over 2 roofs, 50 grand, just off people ringing back up and going back ahead. So the follow-up's massively important. The bits where I'm hoping to improve over the next however long it takes to get the system set up is just better on the automations. We have put some in place, but I've put too many in place. This is where we're hopefully getting Leadzilla set up properly for us. But it's gone the right direction. Got a target. I had a target. These were laughing at us of £1 million, but like we're gonna beat that. I knew we were. I think like it's gonna. For our tax year's July till July, and I think I'll be shocked if we don't do 1.5, and I'm going to be pushing for 2 mil.
The marketing as well. The marketing was one of the best things I learned last time I was here, like the social media. All the videos you've got to post. We've tried to do it, haven't we?
We're getting a bit better. We're just we're going to hire someone.
You're comfortable being videoed and stuff, but we've tried to do it, haven't we? We're slowly
getting better.
Getting a little more confident.
I think we're going to get Danny's wife.
But it definitely works because all the the videos compared to just a before and after photo.
It's just the views and the like.
Views go.
We haven't really done too well at tracking it, but like that's hopefully where you guys come in. But like something's gone right one way or the other. We've changed a couple of things where we've started doing more videos, we've started doing more things, and our sales have gone through the roof. So like we haven't tracked it well enough to say it's come from, because we are on Check Your Trade as well. So we haven't tracked it to say whether it's all coming from Check Your Trade or it's. But that's where I'm hoping Craig and the squad comes in with the leads. For me, it was getting, because these hadn't done out like this, these have been on the tools.
That was last time I was here. That was my first time in any situation like this. And like I said, personally, the marketing was the most impactful thing for me. Like the Facebook stuff, the social media, and I took the most out of that. Like,
yeah. What advice would you give to anyone that started in the position that you used to be in then?
Spend money on systems to save your sanity.
Save yourself time.
Sanity, it's like, because I'll not beat around the bush, I nearly went bankrupt when I set the business up. I had to do a personal IVA. It was all through trying to penny pinch and do everything myself, and I nearly put myself in a box. So just spend a bit of money. Like, it's easy me saying it now because we're making a bit, but when we weren't making a bit when I first tried to convince these to start like paying to do stuff like this, we were borrowing out the VAT account.
Just been talking about that. We were checking the bank balance, like probably last time we were here, and there was like 500 quid in the bank.
We were borrowing out the VAT account.
We were talking about it just
and then
half an hour ago. Just saying, looking in the bank now, and it was like.
And what's the difference to now?
It's 5-6 grand dropping in daily, and we're 30 grand ahead on the VAT, where we've been behind, but because we listened to what Craig had said about putting stuff away on the VAT, or I did anyway, so I was putting 20%, and now I've started putting 25%, because first 2 years we ran at a loss, so we didn't make any money to pay any corporation tax, but now we've started putting 25% away. And it's turned out when the VAT came round, because we haven't worked out how to work the VAT out yet, so when Julie got the VAT back for us, and we're like, 15 grand, are you sure that's all it is? She was like, I was sound. I was like, sign it. We had 45 grand in the VAT account. I was like, oh, why sound?
Got to buy courage more.
The Growth Club, I do recommend people on a regular. I probably don't send the link out as much as I should because I can get money off it, but I always recommend me trades lads. So when I get the suppliers, I'm like, look, you need to listen to Craig as a minimum just when you're driving around. There's loads of stuff. Another thing which is now to do with sales, the spreadsheet that Craig and Julie made.
Price and profit.
So I wouldn't have been able to tell you if I was lost some money. What's it called? The profit calculator, pricing and profit calculator. So I've done a little shortcut on it, so whether this is the right advice or not, maybe edit it out if not. But I uploaded it to ChatGPT on the paid version, because we work off a £1 per square metre charge. I've got me and another sales guy, so us working materials out is different than what it might be a trade lad doing it. So we work for £1 per square metre charge, and then these go out and carry out a second survey, and in our terms it states like we can give the money back if it's running at a loss. Well, most of the time we're running at a profit, and it's a healthy profit, where before, like I say, we lost 39 grand the last 2 years, so that's helped massively. And then my shortcut was putting it into ChatGPT and told it to save it. So like with our overheads and all the stuff that came off the spreadsheet, save that. So all we need to do now is say the material list is X amount, the labour's going to take this long, how much profit we're going to make, and then it comes back, and if it's too short you can say, well, why is it too short? And it'll say that it's taking too long, and then he can use his brain and say, well, it's taking too long because we've underpriced the brick wall, for example. And then it's up to us or the other sales lad to go back and say, look, I'm sorry, I've held my hands up, I've messed up, need your money back, or do you want to pay the extra to stay in the queue? But you're with other people, because I am in other groups, trades groups, and all I do is sit and sink into each other. They don't support each other. And someone will upload something asking for advice, and you should know this, you're a tradesperson, this, that, the other way. I can put it in here, and I can brag a bit as well. I sit in a little moral booster when I'm sitting in the bath. I'm like, we've done really well this week, and you get support rather than slagged off afterwards. So that's the bit that's the positivity that comes out of it.